Spurgeon here with RevZilla TV to talk to you about the Oxford Montreal 2.0 jacket available at RevZilla.com. So on my left, Buzzsaw is wearing the new Montreal 2.0. This is going to be 3 seasons in its functionality. This is going to be for you ADV guys out there that are looking for an armored shell, and you're going to want to bring your own base layers to this to get you into the colder winter months, which is going to stretch it into a full 4-season option. Now, Oxford does have plenty of base layers here, and the one thing you want to consider when you're doing this is the sizing. How are you going to wear this? What is the climate you're going to be riding in? Buzzsaw on my left-hand side is going to be 6 foot, 215 pounds with a 46-inch chest. We have him in an extra large. Now, he is not wearing any base layers underneath this. If he were, he would size up to a 2XL, which would fall right in line with Oxford's size chart for this jacket. So keep that in mind when you're considering sizes. Now, as far as sizing is concerned, it'll range from a small up to a 5XL, and there's going to be 3 different colorways available: a black and high vis, and the desert color option on my left-hand side, which is a combination of both black and different layers of tans and grays, really giving you a nice piece with asymmetry working throughout the body of the jacket. Now, as far as Oxford's lineup is concerned, again, the Montreal 2.0 is going to be for you ADV riders out there that are looking for an armored shell around the $200 price point. There is going to be a removable waterproof liner with this. Now, the nice thing about this waterproof liner, it's a 2-way liner. You can wear it underneath the jacket, or you can pull it out, put it in a saddlebag, and when it starts to rain, it actually is sized to fit over top of the jacket as well, so you can keep it there in a pinch without having to leave it underneath your jacket where it would block airflow from the massive direct vents that we're going to see on this piece. Now, with this jacket, this is going to sit at the top of the Oxford food chain, so if you want something more technical than this, you're going to have to take a step away from Oxford to find it. But with the Montreal 2.0, we have a lot going on here, and it really is a bang for your buck option, so let's break this down. First and foremost, the main construction that we're going to see is going to be a 600D polyester, and there is going to be little pops of ripstop throughout the jacket as well to make sure that if there is a snag or a tear, it doesn't continue through the piece. Now, there's also going to be dobby reinforcements. Dobby is a really abrasive-resistant nylon, and we're going to see that at the shoulders as well as the elbows to give you that extra protection where you would need it in the event of a crash on a motorcycle. Now, starting with the top and working your way through, you're going to see a really nice tall collar of this, rolled neoprene fleece line, nice and comfortable. You do have a Velcro adjuster right there at the top to make sure it stays nice in place. And you can see there is going to be a snap adjuster on the back, so once you have that collar open, you're going to be able to ratchet that back and make sure it's not flapping around and smacking you in the face. Now, as you work your way through this, you're going to see pops of reflectivity on the top of the shoulders, working its way down to give you a really nice 3D humanoid form. And like I said, you're going to have those dobby reinforcements on the shoulders, a little pop of reflectivity in the logo, but it's really that comfort CE level armor that's going to keep you protected. It's a comfortable option, it's flexible, multi-use impact, and it really works with you as you're throwing yourself around, especially in those off-road conditions, while maintaining comfort. Now, as you're working your way down, one of the things that Oxford's done that I really like here is they've baked elasticity into their adjuster. So at the bicep, you can see there's elastication pulling back. So even though you ratchet this down, as you're moving yourself around in the motorcycle, your biceps naturally flex. And when you do that, the elastication kicks in and you don't feel like the adjusters are restraining you in any way while still giving you a nice sleek look to the jacket. Now, as you work your way down to the forearm, the snap adjuster has that same reflectivity in the back, and you are going to notice a 2-way water-resistant Ykk zipper, and this works great if you pull that rain liner out. You're going to be able to have massive amounts of air pushing through by using this as a vent. And you can see there's reinforcement straps on the inside here really working to make sure that this is normally a fail point where you have a massive vent here. So they reinforce it right across the middle. And that's one of the things that we're going to see Oxford do through all their pieces. They do a great job of adding this reinforcement here so you don't have to worry about this jacket wearing out over a season or two. We're also going to see bar tack stitching on a lot of the normal fail points. They do a great job of just really adding the reinforcements to a jacket that comes in right around that $200 price point. Now, the other thing you're going to notice is there's going to be a set it and forget it cuff with this. So once you set the Velcro to the cuff, you can then use the other side of that 2-way zip, pull that back, and it allows you to get the jacket on and off with ease without having to redo the Velcro every time. Just a nice thought out little piece there from Oxford with this jacket. And again, water resistant zips as you see here. Now working your way down the main body on this, the zipper has a very slight diagonal bent to this, and this works to make sure that if water is pushing through, it doesn't push through on the same zipper as that waterproof liner underneath. As you look across the front of this, again, that asymmetry coming into play, you do have massive vents working down both sides of the jacket. I love the placement of these vents because it really helps to push airflow through right into the armpits and those areas where you might normally overheat to make sure you're nice and cool even in the summer months. The other thing that they do, again, you can see the reinforcements there on the inside, but they also add this extra snap, which works to hold the vent open. So even as you're throwing yourself around, the vents will stay open and you get the maximum amount of airflow. Just a nice thought out touch from Oxford. Now, as you work your way down on this, there is going to be a waist adjuster. And the nice thing about this, like we said earlier, it's the elastication. You can see the elastication pulling out there. And like we were talking about with those bicep adjusters, as you're moving around, even though you've got this nice and ratcheted down so it looks sleek on your body, it doesn't work to constrain you in any way as you're moving yourself around on the motorcycle. You're also going to have cargo top-loading pockets on either side, and there's going to be hand warmer pockets underneath. You'll also notice on the Ykk Zip at the bottom, there is going to be a nice little overlay there to make sure you're not scratching your tank with the zipper. Buzzsaw, I'm going to have you turn face sideways for me. Throw that hand up in the rider position. Now, as you're working your way down inside on this, you are going to notice you're going to have accordion stretch at the back of the hand. You're also going to have accordion stretch at the back of the elbow. This is going to work to add flexibility. Remember, if you're an ADV guy, you're out there, you're moving around a lot, there's a lot of comfort that you're going to see here. You're also going to notice that there is a zipper on the back of the elbow, and this is going to allow you to get that armor in and out with ease. So you can actually take that out. If you want to use standalone armor underneath, you can pull that armor out and then go ahead and use standalone armor in this jacket, again, with that ADV style shell. Now, as you work your way down, you're going to see that waist adjuster, and you're also going to have a hip adjuster down at the very bottom with that nice drop to this. And again, elastication, really doing a great job of adding flexibility while maintaining a nice articulated fit with this jacket. But so I'm going to have you go ahead and face backwards for me. Starting with the collar, again, taller collar to this, rolled neoprene. You're also going to notice that there is a zipper underneath here. There is a built-in under the helmet rain hood. Does a really nice job of making sure that there's not going to be any water pushing through from the top down. Going to work to keep you dry. You're going to see those pops of reflectivity working down over the shoulder blade, and you're going to have a nice, massive horizontal vent to help with the airflow coming through the back. And exactly like we saw in the front, we're going to have this snap. You can pull this open, and then you can work to ratchet that down if you want to make sure it holds nicely in place. Now, as we close that back up, as you work your way down the back on this, there is going to be a rabbit pouch. So if you have pulled that liner out and you need a place to store it, you can keep the liner back there. And like I said, the nice thing about the waterproof liner, it's two-way. You can pull it out, throw it right on top of your over jacket, and you're going to be set to go nice and waterproof. Drop seat to this, going to work great to make sure that it's going to cover where the jacket ends and the pants begin. One thing of note, the back protector on this is not a back protector, it's just a back pad. The first thing I would do with this jacket is pull it out, get rid of it, and add a Knox TP2 style back protector to this jacket. I would recommend looking at Force Field. They're going to do a really nice job of giving you options of both CE Level 1 and CE Level 2 protection that you can use to give yourself impact protection in the back on this jacket. So you can go ahead and face forward for me. I'm going to have you go ahead and unzip that. Now, while you're unzipping it, take note, the collar on this, there's two different swaths of Velcro, which really allow you to fine-tune how this opens. And again, there is a snapback to hold that collar in place. Ykk Zips. Now, before you pull that open, you're going to notice that there's a nice Napoleon pocket on the outside of the actual jacket, so it's going to be in between those two zip liners. And Buzz, I'll go ahead and just hold the jacket all the way open for me and then pull that zipper down. And you can see that's the waterproof liner that we were talking about. Now, one of the things you're going to notice, again, you're going to see that this on the outside is actually going to be reversible. If you were to wear this as a standalone piece, you would pull that liner out, turn it inside out, and then it's worn as that outside jacket liner. The other thing that Oxford does that's really nice is they color code the connection tabs in the sleeves with a red and a black, and then there's also going to be a white version, so you can actually know exactly where those tabs match up, and it's going to make it very easy to get the liner in and the liner back out. Now, if you take the liner out completely and you're just rocking a t-shirt underneath here, the way the Buzzsaw is, really nice comfort mesh slip liner to this, going to work great to make sure that it's going to help to wick sweat away, push airflow through, and just be a nice comfortable piece for you if you're just rocking that t-shirt. Buzzsaw, you can go ahead and zip it up for me. Now, while he's zipping that up, keep in mind, armored shell, you have 2-3 seasons of functionality coming into play here, and by adding base layers, you can go ahead and stretch this into a full 4-season piece. Now, there's a lot of riders out there that are rocking Oxford gear. If you want to hear more about what they have to say, click the info button and read about what other Oxford jackets riders are rocking on their rides. If you have more questions for us, never hesitate to get us on the phone. Give us a call, 877-792-9455, or simply type us out an email, cs@revzilla.com. Thank you for joining us for this look at the Oxford Montreal 2.0 jacket. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.